Warning. Your old life is expiring. The dream version starts at midnight. There comes a moment in every person's life that cannot be explained by logic, measured by a calendar, or confirmed by anyone else. It is the silent moment when your old identity reaches its expiration date. You may not hear alarms, you may not see flashing lights, yet deep within you, something unmistakable begins to shift. The version of yourself that lived in fear, doubted every opportunity, replayed painful memories, and settled for less than your heart desired, has reached its final chapter. Tonight is not just another night. It is the dividing line between the person you have been and the person you are becoming. Midnight is not simply a time on the clock. It is a declaration that a new reality is available the moment you choose it. What if everything you have been waiting for has been waiting for one decision from you? What if your dream life has never been hiding somewhere in the future, but has been waiting for you to become the person who naturally lives it? The greatest transformation does not begin when circumstances change. It begins when your identity changes. The moment you stop calling yourself the old version and fully embrace the person you choose to be, your world begins rearranging itself to reflect that decision. Every lasting success, every loving relationship, every financial breakthrough, every healed emotion, and every extraordinary opportunity first exists as an assumption within your own mind before it ever becomes visible in your world. This message is your warning, but not one of fear. It is a warning that your excuses are expiring, your limitations are expiring, your attachment to yesterday is expiring. Every story that convinced you that you were not enough, not worthy, not chosen, or not capable is losing its power right now. You were never created to remain trapped inside an identity built from old experiences. You were created with the remarkable ability to imagine, choose, believe, and become. The dream version of you already exists. It is confident where you once hesitated. It is peaceful where you once worried. It is abundant where you once struggled. It is deeply loved where you once felt overlooked. That version is not waiting to be created. It is waiting to be accepted. So as midnight approaches, make a decision that your future self has been praying for. Refuse to carry yesterday into tomorrow. Refuse to rehearse old fears another day. Stand at the threshold of a brand new beginning with unwavering certainty. Tonight, you are not merely hoping for a better life, you are stepping into it. Your old life is expiring, and the dream version of you is ready to take its place. The countdown has already begun. The only question remaining is this: will you walk into midnight as the person you were, or will you awaken as the person you were always meant to become? Midnight is the symbol of inner transformation. Midnight has always represented more than the ending of one day and the beginning of another. It symbolizes the invisible line between who you have been and who you are choosing to become. The clock changes in a single second, but the greatest transformation is not found in the hands of time. It is found in the decision you make within yourself. Your life does not change because a new day begins. It changes because you adopt a new identity. Every remarkable achievement, every meaningful relationship, every financial breakthrough, and every personal victory begins as an inner shift before it ever becomes an outer experience. Too many people wait for circumstances to improve before they believe in themselves. But lasting transformation always works in the opposite direction. You first become the person internally, and then your external world gradually reflects that new version of you. Tonight, as you imagine midnight arriving, let it represent the expiration of every belief that has kept you small. The version of you that constantly worries about the future, replays painful memories, fears rejection, or expects disappointment has reached its expiration date. It no longer deserves authority over your thoughts or your future. You are not required to carry yesterday's limitations into tomorrow's opportunities. Every new moment gives you permission to choose again. Imagine placing every fear, every regret, every mistake, and every self-imposed limitation behind you as though they belong to another lifetime. They may have shaped your past, but they no longer have permission to define your future. Your imagination is one of the greatest gifts you possess, because it allows you to experience the life you desire before the world can confirm it. The moment you consistently see yourself as confident, worthy, loved, successful, peaceful, and abundant, you begin planting the seeds of a completely different reality. Your subconscious mind accepts what you repeatedly believe about yourself, and your daily actions naturally begin to align with that belief. You no longer chase confidence, you embody it. You no longer beg for love, you radiate it. You no longer fear success, you expect it as a natural part of your identity. This is why midnight is so powerful. It reminds you that transformation is not about fixing a broken person. It is about awakening to the truth that you have always possessed the ability to choose a higher version of yourself. The dream version of you is not someone living in another city or another lifetime. That version already exists within your awareness, waiting for your acceptance. Every choice you make from this moment forward either strengthens your old identity or reinforces your new one. Choose thoughts that support your future instead of repeating your past. Speak words that reflect confidence rather than doubt. Make decisions that your highest self would make, even if they feel unfamiliar at first. The more faithfully you live from your desired identity, the more naturally your external circumstances begin to rearrange themselves. Do not measure your progress by immediate appearances. Seeds grow beneath the surface long before anyone sees the harvest. In the same way, your inner transformation is already setting powerful changes into motion, even if today's circumstances still resemble yesterday's reality. Trust the unseen process. Stay loyal to your new story. Every sunrise after midnight becomes proof that endings always create beginnings. Let tonight mark the final chapter of the life you have outgrown and welcome the dream version of yourself with certainty, gratitude, and unwavering expectation. From this moment on, think like that person, feel like that person, speak like that person, and walk through every new day, knowing that your greatest transformation began the instant you decided your old life had finally expired. Your assumptions create tomorrow. Everything you consistently experience in life begins long before it appears in the physical world. It starts with the assumptions you repeatedly accept as true about yourself, your future, and what you believe is possible. Whether those assumptions are empowering or limiting, they quietly shape your expectations, your emotions, your decisions, and ultimately your reality. This is why tonight matters so much. If your old life is truly expiring, then your old assumptions must expire with it. You cannot expect a dream life while continuing to believe the same fearful stories that created the life you want to leave behind. The future is not built by chance. It is built by the inner conversations you entertain every single day. If you constantly assume that opportunities pass you by, you begin to notice closed doors instead of open ones. If you assume that love is difficult, you unconsciously expect disappointment, even when genuine affection appears. If you assume that success belongs to everyone except you, you hesitate at the very moments when courage is required. These assumptions become invisible instructions that influence how you see the world. But the incredible truth is that assumptions can be changed. The moment you become aware of an old belief, you have the power to replace it with one that serves your highest vision. Imagine waking up tomorrow with one unwavering assumption. Everything is working in your favor. Notice how differently you would speak, think, and respond to challenges. You would no longer panic over temporary setbacks because you would trust that they are leading you towards something greater. You would stop seeking constant validation because you would already know your worth. You would stop chasing your dreams with desperation because you would move with quiet confidence, believing they are already unfolding. This is the mindset that transforms lives. The dream version of you does not spend every day wondering if good things are possible. That version expects goodness. It expects meaningful relationships, fulfilling work, financial abundance, inner peace, creative inspiration, and joyful experiences, because those expectations have become natural assumptions. Every successful person eventually reaches a point where belief becomes stronger than visible evidence. They continue forward because they trust what they have accepted internally, even when the outside world has not fully caught up. You are invited to develop that same unwavering confidence. Let tonight become the moment you rewrite your inner script. Instead of repeating, "Nothing ever works out for me," begin affirming, "Everything I need is unfolding at the perfect time." Instead of thinking, "I always struggle," choose the belief, "I naturally attract opportunities that support my highest good." Instead of expecting rejection, expect meaningful connections. Instead of fearing failure, expect growth and wisdom in every experience. These are not empty words, they are conscious choices that shape your identity. Your mind becomes familiar with whatever you repeatedly tell it, and familiarity eventually becomes belief. Belief influences action, and consistent action creates visible results. Do not underestimate the power of one changed assumption. A single new belief can redirect the course of an entire lifetime. As midnight marks the beginning of your new chapter, allow your assumptions to match the future you desire rather than the past you are leaving behind. Refuse to rehearse old limitations. Refuse to identify with yesterday's disappointments. Fill your mind with thoughts that reflect confidence, possibility, gratitude, and certainty. The life you call your dream life is not created in one dramatic moment. It is built one assumption at a time. Every hopeful thought, every confident decision, and every faithful expectation becomes another brick in the foundation of your new reality. Tonight, choose assumptions that honor your highest vision, and walk into tomorrow knowing that the story of your future is already being written by what you consistently choose to believe today. Let the old story expire. One of the greatest reasons people remain stuck is not because they lack ability, intelligence, or opportunity, but because they continue telling themselves the same old story. Every day they unconsciously repeat memories of rejection, failure, disappointment, betrayal, lack, or missed chances, and those memories become the foundation of their identity. Eventually, they stop seeing those experiences as something that happened to them and begin believing that those experiences define who they are. But your past is a chapter of your life, not the title of your future. If your old life is expiring tonight, then the story that belonged to that old life must expire as well. You cannot enter a new reality while carrying an outdated identity. Imagine trying to fill a beautiful new home while insisting on bringing every broken piece of furniture from the old one. Eventually, there would be no room for anything new. In the same way, your mind cannot fully embrace peace while clinging to old fears, or welcome abundance while constantly rehearsing stories of lack. There comes a moment when you must lovingly thank the past for its lessons and then release it completely. The dream version of you is not held hostage by yesterday. That version has learned, grown, forgiven, and moved forward with confidence. It understands that every setback became preparation, every delay built patience, every challenge developed strength, and every closed door redirected life towards something better. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" the dream version asks, "What is this experience preparing me for?" That single shift changes everything. Your focus moves from pain to purpose, from regret to possibility, and from limitation to expansion. Beginning today, become aware of the stories you repeat to yourself. Notice how often you say things like, "I've always been unlucky, people always leave, nothing ever changes," or "This is just who I am." These statements may feel familiar, but familiarity does not make them true. They are simply old conclusions formed from past experiences. The beautiful truth is that you are free to write a different conclusion. You can decide that you are resilient instead of broken, capable instead of limited, worthy instead of overlooked, successful instead of struggling, and deeply loved instead of forgotten. Every new thought becomes another sentence in your new story. Every courageous decision becomes another page. Every hopeful expectation becomes another chapter. Stop introducing yourself to life through your wounds. Introduce yourself through your vision. Speak about where you are going instead of where you have been. Let gratitude replace resentment, faith replace fear, and expectation replace doubt. As you consistently honor your new story, your emotions begin to change, your confidence grows stronger, and your actions naturally align with the future you desire. You no longer seek permission to become someone new because you realize that transformation is your birthright. Midnight is more than the turning of a clock. It is your invitation to close the final page of the old book and begin writing a masterpiece. Refuse to reopen chapters that have already ended. Refuse to relive conversations that no longer matter. Refuse to define tomorrow by what happened years ago. The dream version of you deserves a fresh beginning, and that beginning starts the moment you stop repeating the old story. As you walk into this new chapter, carry only the wisdom, the strength, and the gratitude you gained from the past, leaving behind every limitation that no longer belongs to you. Your old life has reached its expiration date, and with it, every false story that ever convinced you that your best days were behind you. From this moment forward, choose a greater story, believe it completely, and live it with unwavering confidence, because the future always belongs to the person who is brave enough to release the past and embrace a brand new identity. Live as your dream self now. The greatest mistake people make is believing they must wait for their circumstances to change before they can become the person they dream of being. They tell themselves, when I have more money, I'll feel secure. When I meet the right person, I'll feel loved. When I achieve success, I'll become confident. But this way of thinking keeps the dream forever in the future. The truth is that your external world is constantly responding to the identity you consistently embody. If your old life is expiring tonight, then your dream version does not begin someday. It begins now. The moment you decide to think, feel, speak, and act from the perspective of the person you desire to become, you initiate a powerful transformation. Your dream self is not waiting for permission. That version of you already exists within your imagination, patiently waiting for you to accept it as your new identity. Ask yourself, how would the happiest, most confident, most fulfilled version of me respond to this moment? That question alone can completely change the direction of your life. Your dream self does not wake up expecting disappointment. It wakes up with anticipation. It does not spend hours replaying old failures or worrying about things beyond its control. Instead, it focuses on opportunities, solutions, and possibilities. It chooses gratitude over complaint, confidence over fear, and faith over uncertainty. Every decision is made from a place of abundance rather than lack. Every conversation reflects self-respect rather than self-doubt. Every goal is pursued with calm certainty rather than anxious desperation. This is not pretending to be someone you are not. It is choosing to become who you have always had the potential to be. Think of an actor preparing for an important role. Before stepping onto the stage, they study the character's thoughts, emotions, posture, and behavior until it becomes natural. In the same way, begin studying your dream self. How does that version of you speak? How does it walk into a room? How does it handle criticism, setbacks, success, and unexpected opportunities? How does it treat other people? Most importantly, how does it see itself? Once you answer those questions, begin practicing those qualities every single day. If your dream self is generous, practice generosity. If it is disciplined, honor your commitments. If it is peaceful, refuse to entertain unnecessary worry. If it is deeply loved, stop seeking validation and begin recognizing your own worth. Every small choice strengthens your new identity. Remember that transformation is not measured by one dramatic event, but by thousands of consistent moments where you choose your future over your past. There may be days when your current circumstances seem to contradict your new identity. Do not allow appearances to discourage you. A seed planted beneath the soil looks invisible for a season, yet its growth is already underway. Likewise, your inner transformation is producing changes that may not yet be visible, but they are real. Continue living from your desired identity, even when external evidence has not fully arrived. Confidence grows through consistency. Faith grows through persistence. Every day you remain loyal to your new self-concept, you strengthen the foundation of the life you are creating. Refuse to return to the old version simply because it feels familiar. Familiarity is not destiny. Comfort is not purpose. You have been called to something greater. As midnight marks the beginning of your new chapter, let every thought, every word, every action, and every expectation reflect the person you have chosen to become. Walk through life with quiet assurance, knowing that your dream self is no longer a distant possibility, but your present reality. Speak with conviction, choose with wisdom, love with an open heart, and move with unwavering confidence. Your old life has expired, and the dream version of you is no longer waiting in the future. It is alive within you now, ready to shape every experience that follows. From this moment forward, refuse to live as the person you once were. Live as the person your dreams have already revealed you to be, and watch your world gradually transform to match the powerful identity you have embraced. Expect miracles through persistent faith as you step beyond midnight and leave your old life behind. There is one quality that will determine whether your transformation becomes temporary inspiration or lasting reality: persistent faith. Anyone can feel hopeful for a few moments after hearing an encouraging message, but the dream version of you is built through consistent belief, especially when there is no immediate evidence that anything has changed. Faith is not ignoring reality. It is refusing to let temporary appearances decide your permanent expectations. It is the quiet confidence that what you have accepted within yourself is already taking shape, even if your physical world has not yet caught up. Every remarkable achievement begins with someone believing in an unseen possibility before anyone else could recognize it. In the same way, your greatest breakthrough begins the moment you stop asking whether your dream is possible and start living as though it is already unfolding. Persistent faith means remaining loyal to your new identity, regardless of what yesterday looked like or what today appears to suggest. It means refusing to return to old patterns of fear simply because they are familiar. It means choosing confidence over doubt, gratitude over frustration, and expectation over discouragement day after day. There will be moments when old thoughts attempt to return. They may whisper that nothing is changing, that you are asking for too much, or that your past is stronger than your future. When those thoughts arise, remember that they belong to the expired version of your life. They are echoes of an identity you have already chosen to leave behind. You are no longer obligated to believe every thought that enters your mind. Instead, gently replace those thoughts with the truth of who you have decided to become. Tell yourself that every day you are growing stronger, wiser, more peaceful, more confident, and more aligned with the life you desire. Let those words become familiar until they feel natural. Faith becomes powerful through repetition. Every time you choose your new belief instead of your old fear, you strengthen the foundation of your future. Think about the sunrise. No one stands outside every morning wondering whether the sun will rise again. There is quiet certainty because it has become expected. Develop that same certainty about your dreams. Expect opportunities to appear. Expect meaningful relationships to deepen. Expect creative ideas to come naturally. Expect doors to open at the right time. Expect inner peace to replace anxiety. Expect your life to move in the direction of your highest vision. This expectation is not based on wishful thinking, but on your commitment to remain faithful to the person you are becoming. Remember that growth often happens beneath the surface, before it becomes visible. A tree spends a long season developing strong roots before its branches reach toward the sky. Likewise, your unseen transformation is preparing you for visible results. Every positive thought, every courageous decision, every grateful moment, and every act of self-belief is strengthening those roots. Do not become discouraged if progress seems slower than you hoped. Lasting transformation is not measured by speed, but by consistency. The life that endures is built one faithful decision at a time. As you continue walking in this new identity, you will begin noticing subtle changes. Your reactions become calmer. Your confidence grows stronger. Your opportunities increase. Your relationships become healthier. Your vision becomes clearer. These changes are evidence that your inner world is shaping your outer experience. Never underestimate the power of remaining faithful to the new story you have chosen. Midnight was not the finish line. It was the beginning. The expiration of your old life was simply the opening chapter of something far greater. From this moment forward, protect your thoughts, guard your expectations, and remain loyal to the dream version of yourself. Continue believing when the path is quiet. Continue expecting when the results seem delayed, and continue walking with confidence when others cannot yet see what you see. The future belongs to those who persist in faith, and every new day is another opportunity to prove that the person who emerged at midnight is no longer defined by the past, but is becoming the living expression of the extraordinary life they have chosen to embrace.